So, dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. Be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So, once we get connected with our other students, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in this ongoing meditation sessions, we try to share, discuss some basic informations related to meditation practice. So, it is important for yourself when you practice to know as much as possible that the more information related to that technique, because that will give you kind of confidence yourself to practice, because this is something that you have to practice yourself. You can't get help moment by moment. That's why every day you have to be very clear. That clarity gives you some kind of confidence. So it is important then yourself to develop a kind of like a pattern from the beginning. Actually, when it comes to Vipassana level, there is no pattern. You come out of all the patterns, methods, techniques. But when it comes to this tranquility meditation, in the basic level of the beginning of meditation, you have to have some pattern. So that's why your place, your time, every day, you little by little practice, and at the same time, you have to remember to be disciplined with yourself to practice one technique. Of course, it is nothing wrong that you know about many other methods, but still when it comes to practice, if you want to get a result, you have to practice one technique. Because that is where you can go deeper. That is where you can master it. So you have seen this television shows that the cooker is the source. So when they get ready to cook, what they does, they keep all the items close to them. And they're not going to kind of like, as example, cutting onions, chili, or salt. So that things, they already set up in a place. So then when the show starts, it is very easy for them to take things and put. So that means before the show start, they get ready for that. And whoever the chef, that they know where that whatever they want, that all the necessary item, they know very clearly. So that helps them to perform confidently. Then just imagine in case if they have to cut the onion in front of the camera, if they have to cut chili, they have to look for salt, then they cannot perform. So like that, always you have to remember when it comes to practice meditation yourself, that the place you practice meditation should be ready all the time. Like your bed, your chair, your couch, most of time it is available for you. So like that, always remember to keep some available place for yourself to practice meditation. Because whenever you need to practice sometimes, then if you can access to that place right away, it gives you opportunity for yourself to keep practice. Just imagine in case you want to practice music, violin, it says you have to keep it close to you all the time. Don't keep it in a place that it is very difficult for you to reach. Then you can't master it. So wherever next to your bed or the chair or the table, so wherever, it should be available to access at any time. So meditation the same. It's not a once a while. Every day, you have to keep a place. At least just sit little bit. And then you should know, before you start practice meditation, you should know the technique. Like baseball practice players, soccer players, basketball players. So it's sport that before they perform, before they go to competitions, boxing, they train themselves and they become master with their own techniques, and they become more familiar with the ball, and they become very familiar with all the rules. So like that is what we do here. Listening to this all give you opportunity to master yourself before you practice. So it is very necessary every day yourself make your mind very clear related to your meditation practice. Because once you sit for meditation, you can't just keep thinking. So then find the right technique for you. And here basically we practice observing inhalation, exhalation. And the breathing meditation we call Anapanasati. And if you like to practice something else, you have to find necessary information related to that. Another thing is, there are certain things that when you start to practice, not before you practice, this is very important. You can't cross the bridge before you come to it. So like that, when you start to practice, there are certain things, that certain rules, moment by moment, you have to follow. So before you start meditation, as information, you can't keep it. It's useless. So once you start to practice, that information very necessary. So that is where the rules important. Because when you play any games, before you play the game, when you practice, of course you should know the rules, but before you practice, before you come to the game, the rules are not important. But once you start the game, you can't break the rules. Always, moment by moment, you have to follow the rules. It doesn't matter whoever the good player, just imagine in case that players start to break the rules, what will happen? So like that yourself, once you start to practice meditation, there are certain things in that condition, in that environment, you have to apply, not before. So one thing is bringing the complete attention to your body, you're sitting, and having, if it is possible, having unmovable posture from the beginning for the practitioners. And then become very clear with your primary mental object again and again and again. And if the mind go here and there, bring it back, not to visualize. So those are the rules, remember, not to visualize, not to think about the breathing, not to interfere with the natural process of the breathing, not to manipulate it the way you want. So those are principles. You have to follow rules. You can't break that rules so allowing your inhalation, exhalation to happen naturally itself. So then again and again, you have to look yourself, are you? Follow that rules, because sometimes we close our eyes and then rather than allowing this inhalation, exhalation happens naturally, we think about inhalation, exhalation, and we do inhalation, exhalation. So then you practice something else. And once a while, sometimes when you keep practice, your body get tight. Sometimes the flow of energy get stuck. So then once a while you need to relax your body. Another thing is not to put kind of like attention towards the in front of your nose and your upper lip area. Is kind of like, even though you close your eyes, not to put the effort to see it. Then you get tired. Or otherwise your head start to move forward like this. Because wherever the eyes go, energy follow that. energy follow your eyes. That's why I say when you drive, don't look here and there. Why? Because wherever you look, your hand start to follow your eyes. So it is better you keep looking straight. So same thing here, you have to remember, you have to be aware about the sensation of inhalation, exhalation, but not to put the attention with the internal, this eye to see. Because if you start to do that way, by the time you get so tired, your neck get tired, and this your forehead get tired sometimes, and deeply there is a pressure, and maybe you get angry, you get mad, disappointed, frustrated, and then by the time you start to have self-doubt. Why? Because you came to practice meditation, but within few minutes, you completely break down. There is no calmness, there is no relax, there is no comfort within your own practice. This kind of like your mind start to boil, and you want to keep practice, but still this physically, mentally, you don't feel kind of like rest. It happened because of this energy. You try to look the breathing. No, you close your eyes, you become centered, but you can be aware. Even in this very moment, you are in front of this computer or your laptop or your cell phone or your TV. Now, if you close your eyes, without putting the kind of like intention to look through your eyes, you can be centered and you can be aware about 10 feet away from you. So that awareness doesn't mean you try to look it. And that awareness allows you to calm down. And it little by little allow you to be rest. And that is where the mind becomes sharp. So one rule then remember, don't try to look into inhalation, exhalation. One of the major mistake most of time, 80%, most of people do this mistake. Don't try to look breathing. Aware means it's like, so I'm touching this sensation. So rather than try to look into it, I can be aware. My eyes, the energy of the eyes completely rest, but my awareness is into this sensation. So like that, be aware about the sensation of the inhalation, exhalation, but don't try to look into it. So then once the inhalation, exhalation happens, so you recognize it through the sensation, and in the beginning you recognize inhalation as exhalation, inhalation as inhalation, exhalation as exhalation, separately. And then by the time you recognize the beginning, the middle, end of the inhalation and exhalation. Listen this very carefully. And then by the time you can see some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. So kind of like that. You start to feel. Just recognize it. And then by the time you recognize the change happen all the time with the inhalation, exhalation. So your body, mind, breathing start to little by little calm down. And whatever come to your mind as thought will go away. So now you recognize even the thoughts, not only the breathing, your thoughts also change. And the inhalation, exhalation happen itself. So the same nature you can see through the thoughts also. Thoughts arise itself. And go away. So by the time you can recognize this impermanence that happens in you, within your whole experience. So once you understand that whatever come to your mind as thoughts, it has two nature, name and form. So that all the names and forms change. So that doesn't mean that whatever the outside name or the form change. So you have to remember, you have to see that whatever that arise in your mind, that is what impermanent. That is what change. So as example, right now you can close your eyes, you can think about your parents. And you can think about your children, you can think about your husband, wife, you can think about your brothers, sisters, you can think about yesterday, you can think about tomorrow. So don't try to struggle to see that the conventional level, this outside world, whatever that happened yesterday is impermanent. Or whatever going to happen tomorrow, not come yet. So whatever in your mind in this very moment, that is what you have to remember, recognize. Nothing to do with this outside world. Don't mix it. So as example, I can see this cup in this very moment. And when I close my eyes, still I can remember that cup. So the problem is not about this cup, that everything depends in the world related to the cup that you see inside your mind. This cup cannot do anything to you. The cup that can change your life, that whatever you hold inside your mind. This is one of the major important lessons that you have to remember. This cup or this world, whatever exists outside world, whoever exists outside world cannot do anything to you. If you understand this, 50% your liberation happens. That everything depends in your life related to whatever the cup that you hold in your mind. If you like it, it can give you hard time. If you don't like it, it can give you hard time. Not this outside cup. So that is where 5 aggregates: form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition. We have to understand and see the very nature of impermanence. So when whatever come to your mind, remember, as memory that whatever you carry, try to see how it changed itself. Try to see itself that even though we hold it as real, we are not holding this outside world as real. We can't do it. Of course, we know that. And that all gone. Your history, your past, that everything gone in the outside conventional world, in the material world. You know that. But the problem is, what is the world that you hold? Not outside world. You are not trying to hold anything in this outside world. You know you can't. You can't hold anything in this outside world. What you hold? You can't hate this outside world. You know that. You can't love this outside world. You know that. So what you hold, what you like, what you hate, the world you hold inside your mind. Because if you like it, no one can disturb that. You know that. That's why you hold it. You like it and you keep it because no one can disturb it. And if you don't like it and you keep doing and you resisting, even when it comes to outside world, maybe you pretend like you like it, but inside you don't like it. That is what you keep conditioning. And sometimes inside you like it, behind the word, hiding to entire word, deeper in your mind, you love it, you like it, you want it, but when it comes to the outside world, you pretend like you don't want it. And the world, the things that you hold inside, that is what you need to understand. Not belong to you, or it's changed. But we always try to look into this outside world. We try to see many examples and we go through many experiences. Sometimes we forget deeper our inside mind, and we keep playing with this outside material world, physical world, and mentally we keep follow the same thing. Why we follow the same thing? Because we set up our mind in a certain way to believe it should be like this. And then it's going to come to you again, and you're going to be there again and again and again. So then introspection means, from the beginning, first you have to have the tranquility in mind, and then whatever happen in your mind, remember, that is illusion. That is not permanent. Not the outside world. That whatever you hold as pain or pleasure, that is what impermanent. Whatever you hold good as good or bad, that is impermanent. Just imagine the world that you carry. You can't carry this outside world. So whatever belongs to this outside thing, you have to drop it in that place. You can't take it with you. But what you do, you accumulate as a memory, you keep it inside you. You have a deeper bond. You have deep, strong relationship. You marriage to your memory. So that memory you take as permanent. Impermanent, unsatisfactory nature, selflessness. The most of time we try to look this outside world and talk about the material things, but try to look into yourself. Impermanence, that impermanent means your mind, your memory, your feelings, the whatever that you build up this inside mind. Unsatisfactory nature. And that whatever you hold as pain or pleasure, whatever you hold as emotions, whatever your point of view, create this unsatisfactory nature. This outside world cannot be. This in the outside world, there is nothing going to be there same as it is. It's always in a journey. It's always moving, changing, transform to something, transform to something. Dust become a planet, planet become a star, star become a dust. See the cloud, the water not belong to the low level of ground or the high level of mountains. Where the water belong? Water not belong to any place. Water always in a journey. It go to the very lowest level in the ground. The water has ability to go to the very lowest level in the ground, and at the same time it has ability to go to the highest level of the earth. Look. But it is not a place it's going to be there. It's not going to belong to any place. It's just moving. But in our mind, whatever we hold, it's going to be there. So in the world, the heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness, not going to be any place. It's always in a journey. But when something comes to our mind as name and form, we keep developing the memory, our preconditioned mind, and we hold it as permanent. And if you look very carefully, that whatever happened yesterday, it already gone in the outside world, but your memory, you hold the memory, and still the memory is there. Last year, 10 years back, 20 years back, 30 years back, 50 years back, even previous birth, backward, many lifetimes, the memory that you went through is still in your mind. You hold as it's permanent. You hold it as belong to you. You hold it as it is me. So introspection means, the meditation means, always you have to remember, not about the outside. Whenever, whatever happened, right away you have to remember that what happened in your mind is not permanent. Look into it. Look into it. You will see that whatever the thoughts arise, it will go away. Again and again, look into it. Look into it. Be sharp. Be very clear with that. And that is where you see all this 5 aggregates change moment by moment, moment by moment. Form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition. All change. And if you are capable to tackle that change, you will see this outside world nothing to do with your happiness or satisfaction. So the real game happens with your own mind, not with the outside world. So once you see that change and move going away, and you find the freedom within yourself. So then remember always, look into inside, inside, inside. Impermanent, unsatisfactory nature, selflessness means not outside. Of course, from the beginning to understand, we can take some examples from outside, but deeply, by the time you have to remember that what is happening in your mind, feelings, thoughts, emotions, that is what important. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy. 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. So when it happens through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. Also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ettavata cha ammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhamma anudhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjissami Idamme punya kammang asavakkayavang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.